Hello and welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. I am Noah and I'm here with my favorite, wonderful Layla. And Layla, can you please tell us what we have in store for us today?
Well, my favorite Noah, welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. It is currently 5:40 p.m. Pacific, as per usual. And as always, we will give you our content, our main content, at 6 p.m. Pacific in about 20 minutes. And then you'll come right back here to us as soon as the Endure scene is over for a post-show. Isn't that thrilling?
It's very thrilling, and we are here on the Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with our pre and post shows. So, as you know, Silent Hill Ascension is a socially interactive streaming series where all of you collectively decide and shape the experience and experience the evolving story. So you collaborate and compete with others to try to make choices you want. So when each decision ends, the choice locks in as canon. So that's the version that everybody sees, a canon story shaped by you, the audience, every day. And let's revisit one of the most iconic scenes we saw this week, which is when Xavier tells the others that Toby is the source of the withering and requests Rachel's help in ensuring a smooth severing.
Give me another one.
Not until you pay your tab.
Shit. I don't have the cash on me.
Then I don't have the beer.
My friend Eric over there, he'll pay it.
If you're good for it, then pay it.
Oh, come on. You know I'm good for it. Eric, over here.
Looks like he has other plans.
Eric, where have you been? I've been calling you, man.
I can't really talk right now.
Listen, you gotta help me. I'm in some deep shit.
That's why I can't be talking to you.
What do you mean?
Whatever trouble you're in, I can't help you.
Rachel make you tell me that?
What?
Just another day where Rachel's got you by the balls. Tells you who you can see, who you can talk to.
I trust her.
You're fucking pathetic, man.
See you around, Toby.
Toby?
Joy?
I wanted to hear your voice, I guess.
Joy. I'm so sorry. For everything.
I know. You could have stopped it, though. My addiction, the accident at the mill. But you were always drunk. Those people, this town, died because of you.
I know. I know.
You can't keep running. You have to make it right. And Toby, please don't hate me. I was happy.
Okay, so that was a very harrowing and emotional scene that we just saw, but now we're actually gonna pull up the scene that we talked about before with Xavier telling everybody, talking about the severing ritual. That was the very emotional scene of Toby and Eric, their friendship coming to an end. Yeah, but this scene, a lot happened this week, let me tell you. And here we are really seeing that Toby is once again the scapegoat for everything that goes wrong in that town.
Yeah, and I mean, like, these two scenes are related, right? So I know we played them kind of in a flipped order, but Xavier saying that Toby's the source of the withering is the reason that Rachel tells Eric to cut off his friendship. You know, it needs to be like a willing soul to go through that severing ritual, whatever that may or may not entail. And man, it is heartbreaking, right? I think I've established myself as like a pro Toby kind of gal, and just seeing him be continually drawing the short end of the stick is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, you're a pro Toby girl, and I'm kind of like, I guess, an anti-Toby, but I love him, you know, but kind of like, you know, he's a bit of a bum, but, you know, I still love him. is like your bum uncle, the alcoholic. Well, I'm talking for myself, not about you, Layla. Maybe you have one too.
We're both from similar regions. We have similar characters.
We all have alcoholic. That makes absolute sense, and one of the reasons that I love Layla so much. But by the way, I have to mention something about how Rachel's eyes are like, her face is so beautiful. Can I just say that? Sorry. Like,
Yeah, I think maybe that's part of the reason she has quite so much influence over the men on her life. She's bewitched them, and now they're in some unfortunate situations.
Right, maybe she's the source of all the trouble. I don't know, but it sure seems like everybody's against Toby once more.
Yeah, which again, depending on which of the hosts you ask, is a good or bad thing. But that's why we have two hosts, Noah. We like to show diversity of opinion here.
Diversity. So, Layla, can you please talk to us about the decision that's closing today?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a neck and neck decision talking about what will Toby do for the severing ritual. And I think last time I looked, we had actually seen while we were prepping for the show that the thing flip-flopped like 2 or 3 times. But our choices are A, sacrifice himself, which is the redemption choice, B, flee town, which is the severing choice, and C, turn it against Rachel, which is the damnation choice. And Noah, I am looking at the decision live, and it looks like
it's a tie now.
It's a dead tie, is the
It's too much of a tie. Somebody help us. Help. We need to decide if it's going to domination or redemption. Suffering, I don't think is gonna happen anymore. Yeah.
Listen, I'm a believer in miracles, so sometimes Team Suffering pulls it out. I'm not sure this time they will. But it's interesting, right? Because we were checking during our show prep, and Redemption had actually gotten up to 41%, and now we're back down. So there's definitely some back and forth going on, and I'm very excited to see what at the very last second the decision turns to.
Right, and I really love that the redemption option in this case is basically throwing another person under the bus. I really love, sometimes you have this, sometimes domination is gonna be like giving a toy to somebody, and redemption would be like taking a toy from the kid, or it would be.
I like that you manifested that for yourself, because it's definitely the opposite. Throwing Rachel under the bus is the damage.
Whoopsies.
I love this. You're manifesting, you're willing it into action, and that's the kind of energy I love about you, no?
Listen, I enjoy it too, but no, I'm really nervous about this severing ritual. It's called severing. It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, sometimes things are very aptly named, right? And you know exactly what you're getting into. And while I don't know, again, the step-by-step, no one's walked me through the kind of severing recipe. Just the word severing, its connotation isn't like great, kind of like withering, right? No one's saying, like, oh, something's withering, that's great.
Right.
So.
But by the way, talking about witherings and severings, can you recap, please, what happened in Pennsylvania so far?
Oh, I would love nothing more. I believe production will have a handy graphic for us also. So far in Pennsylvania, Toby deliberates whether he should go through with the severing ritual when he's interrupted by cries for help. Meanwhile, Xavier tells the others that Toby is the source of the withering and requests Rachel's help. Toby finds himself in trouble at the bar, and Eric adds insult to injury by breaking off their friendship, as we saw earlier. Bad day for Toby. I know I say this a lot. I feel like that's my intro, like a lot of these story segments where you and I get to chat, but like, bad day for a lot of these characters is the thing.
Yeah, it's just bad days all over. Like the only people that are still having fun sometimes is like Faith and Orson.
I was gonna say us.
We're having the most fun, that's for sure. But we are also infantile, similar to the children who are, it's normal for them to be infantile, because they're children. But yeah,
no, I would say you and I contain multitudes. We are both incredible consummate professionals, but also have the sense of humor of like 12-year-olds at best sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I think it brings like a freshness and a je ne sais quoi to this whole operation. But it's funny that you say that, because I'm not sure Faith is having, speaking of Pennsylvania, I'm not sure Faith is having all that much fun right now, because as far as she's concerned, all of the adults in her life have fully destabilized.
That's true, but she just wants to hear her Foundation fairy tale stories. She keeps wanting to hear more and more. He said he read her 3 that night. She's really loving those stories, and I actually really would love to see what those fairy tales are. What are Foundation fairy tales, Layla?
That's a great question. I think if I were the writer for the Foundation, right, if they,
Right.
if they hired me to kind of do it, I think I would do a lot of work with like cryptids, because considering Pennsylvania is like in the Northeast United States, I feel like, oh my God, I actually looked up what the Pennsylvania cryptid was way back in the beginning of production, and it had something with a goofy name. But like the Jersey Devil, I think if anything, the Foundation should be able to step in and create kind of the iconic Pennsylvania cryptid.
Right. Okay. Maybe the Foundation is what Pennsylvania needed. And I'm sorry if you are offended by this, Pennsylvania. I love you just as you are. And, this is not reality, fortunately. But it's just so heartbreaking to see Toby lose his only friend. And, Eric is such a simp for Rachel. It's unbelievable.
It is, yeah, his behavior, I would say, is borderline reprehensible. But hey, speaking of reprehensible behavior, let's check back in with the decision. Noah, Damnation, eking it out.
Damnation is winning? Oh my God.
Again,
By
it's
a hair.
5.8 million versus 5.8 million IP. Influence points. It is truly neck and neck.
Dios mío. No, this is really, I say that the 1% that makes all the difference. So, the time on the decision is ending in a little bit over the 8 minutes. So make sure you make your impact now, because it is going to have a huge impact on Toby. Let's go over Norway a little bit. We talked so much about Pennsylvania. Layla, can you help us?
Oh my goodness, Noah. I was so hoping you would ask. So over in Norway, Carl and Eva confront the person or thing that he believes has been terrorizing his farm. Astrid, in the meanwhile, faces torments of her dead mother in her lab, and Carl tells Mette what he has decided to do with the ring. And gives it to her.
Listen, I have one thing to say about this situation.
Oh, I have a feeling I know. I have a feeling I know.
Escándalo!
Oh my goodness gracious!
Goodness gracious! What do we have here?
Oh my God! There were so many places that ring could have gone, and it went to Mette.
And he's not just giving her a ring. He's like, yeah, it was your sister's. He's like, I should have given you a ring.
I know. There's a wonderful song my mother and I listened to, and one of the lyrics translates to, it's not what you said, it's the way you said it. And I feel like this is the prime example of what that lady was talking about. It's not what you said, it was the way you said it, sir. There was a lot of intent there.
No, definitely, listen, if I was Mette, I would jump in for a mooch too, But the question is, what are y'all gonna decide that Carl is gonna do with it? And that's a decision that's closing soon.
That's true.
We have to decide, is he gonna kiss her back, or is he gonna shut her down, or is he gonna take it slow? By the way, the take it slow option is very interesting to me. It's like, are they gonna go on a date, or
I would love. Oh my God. Okay. I love that you've put this idea out in the world, because I'm imagining a date where Carl is half focused on Mette and half seeing monsters.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, that's like Mrs. Doubtfire, but in Silent Hill world. It's gonna be two timing it,
Oh my God. I honestly, I would pay to see it. I feel like I don't go on. I'm over dating, and part of the reason is because I feel like I'm seeing monsters and I'm distracted every single time I try to talk to a person. Noah, thank you for that gift. I'm gonna write my fan fiction later tonight for Sherzies.
Right, we should start a fanzine.
Oh.
But anyway, I'm so sorry, audience, for this pun. But we do appreciate you, and we do want you to decide on what Carl is gonna do with Meta's advances that are very tempting. As you know, he did want to propose to her before. And by the way, I do have to mention that Eva creeps me out. Does she creep you
Absolutely,
out?
Noah. It is, yes, she is, how do I put this? An uncomfortable presence.
Unnerving, yes. Definitely she is. You know, with her dead bunnies and I don't know, her mother thinks she's bad. I don't know, but it is almost time for the show. So, Layla, production, could you put up the endurance scene, please? And Layla would walk us through it.
I would love nothing but. Our main character, one of our main story characters, grabs a pistol, but it was next to something not quite dead, which is what they called me all the time. The character then enters a room only to find themselves surrounded by fighters, human-like figures chasing them. You have to help them dispatch these horrors by timing your inputs to what's on the screen. As the character exits, the pistol is blown away from them by a flying monster, and one of you, an audience member, will appear on screen as a cameo to shoot the monster down and help the main character before being chased down and probably eaten alive, saving our storied character in the process. What an honor to go out protecting people, Noah.
It is quite an honor, and people do deserve, like, you know, special acknowledgement for these things. And if a character fails through an endurance scene, they may not survive future encounters, leading to their permanent death in the story. So these endurance scenes are one of the best ways to they're one of the best ways to earn large amounts of influence points, which you can use to influence decisions. Remember, success and failure is all part of a collective story, and it's not individual judgment. We're all in this together. We're not gonna judge you with our fans, you know. We only look like we're judging you, but we're not. Slightly, maybe, but not really. No, not at all.
It's a loving judge. But hey, Noah, we are like 2 minutes away from the show. I just want to pop back into that decision. Redemption is not winning. So it is like really, 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 really back and forth. Would
Good
you
thing
like
we
to...
have this today, really. I'm gagging here.
We're going to need some just to cool off. And Noah, would you like to take us out with a quick summary?
Yes, so we had Carl and Meta potential makeout session. We're gonna see. We had Toby being blamed for all the town's problems, and probably we will need to do a severing ritual with him. We will need to do a severing ritual with him. And Eric, his best friend, dumped him. So this is a reminder that after the show, we will be back. But we will be back for the post-show, but we will also show you an interview that I've had the pleasure of doing with our wonderful Chris Cross. So for now, please enjoy the show, and we'll see you afterwards. Thank you.
Bye.